Futurecast.
All right, hopefully you were able to sleep through the night without those windows rattling around. The wind's obviously very strong. They continue to be that way throughout this morning, so we're not through the storm just yet. It is a very long-lasting and persistent storm. And check out these recent wind gusts. You could see 52 miles an hour out across Cape Cod, 48 miles an hour on Martha's Vineyard, 54 miles an hour out here in Nantucket, and even in Newport, a recent gust of 43 miles an hour. It's this area here in Middletown where we have seen some trees coming down, wires coming down, and power outages. And we can actually track the gusts as we go throughout the afternoon. Notice what happens 8 o'clock in the morning. We still have the strong gusts, and into the afternoon we just don't calm things down that much. And you can see still potentially a gust of around 50 in Newport down across Block Island and out into Cape Cod. So it's right in this zone here from southeastern Rhode Island out to the Cape where the strongest winds will continue. So some additional power outages are possible, and even into western Rhode Island where the winds won't be quite as strong, we could also see some isolated areas of wind damage. So if you're living in Johnston, maybe Smithfield, and you're noticing one of those wheat tree branches in your yard, something to keep an eye on as we go throughout the afternoon. Now, game time for the Pats Broncos. Notice the wind's still gusting around 30, 35 miles an hour. Not quite as strong as right now, but still quite windy for the game, so definitely dress in layers. And then as we go into the overnight through tomorrow morning, still breezy, but with wind gusts in the 20s, we can take that. But do expect some cool breezes as we start things for tomorrow morning, and quite cool temperatures on the way as well. So because of the wind factor, we continue to keep you in the medium category in terms of the Eyewitness News threat tracker. We drop that threat to the low category tonight into tomorrow as things start to calm down. Notice on live Pinpoint Doppler 12, still some heavy bands of precipitation out across Cape Cod. We have western Rhode Island not getting a whole lot right now, and even into sections of Providence, if you're seeing any precipitation at all, it's coming down fairly light. It does get a little steadier as we go into portions of Bristol County, Massachusetts. There is some colder air trying to come in on the back side of the system, so it is possible we mix in a few of these wet snowflakes with the raindrops today. Not expecting much in the way of accumulation. It'll be more of a curiosity thing as we go throughout the day. And look at these temperatures. I mean, upper 30s, 37 in Smithfield, 38 Taunton, 38 New Bedford, and 40 in Newport, and with the wind feeling like the low 30s. I mentioned that cold air trying to come in on the back side, and notice how the precipitation shield's still trying to come in from the east. So it's really a race between the cold air and the moisture. The moisture moves out before the cold air really gets in here, and then we don't see any flakes. But if there's a little bit of overlap, we will see some of those wet flakes flying. And then the storm by this afternoon, it starts to move away, but we are still well within the wind field. And again, that windy pattern continues throughout the evening. In terms of tracking the precipitation, you can see off and on showers possible even throughout the early afternoon, not coming down heavy the whole time, especially here in western Rhode Island. And notice the blue showing up. Yes, some of these snowflakes are possible, especially through the interior of Bristol County, Massachusetts, out into Plymouth County. That's that area of overlap I was talking about where some of this cold air could meet some of the lingering moisture. Watch what happens by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Any showers that are around should depart quickly. So from Providence and points west, we should be done. Potentially some lingering showers east of Providence, mixing with some snowflakes even through the evening out across Plymouth County. But again, most of the afternoon will be rain-free, which is good news for the football game. At least we won't have the rain to deal with there. Overnight, we dry things out as the temperatures start to drop. High temperatures today, mid-40s. That's pretty much the best we can do. Overnight through tomorrow morning, upper 20s to low 30s. With that wind, it's going to feel even colder. Any place that has not seen a hard freeze yet may see one into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Pats Broncos, how about that? Well, we're looking at the wind continuing for the game. In terms of the showers, you could see a few of those if you're tailgating. We should have wrapped those up by kickoff. 42 your kickoff temperature, gusts between 30 and 40 miles an hour to start the game. Maybe a little bit less by the time the game is wrapping up, but definitely dress in layers for this game as those wind chills in the 30s for most of the game. Also, because of the time change, sun setting before 5 p.m., so most of that football game will be played underneath the lights. So that's going to make it feel even colder. How about that? And then as we look at the rest of the 7-day brine, it does warm up, but we will bring in some showers on Wednesday and Thursday.
Monday will be a nice break when this is passed.
Yes, it will.
All right, Pete, thanks so much. Covering New England for you this morning. Later today, Massachusetts will begin saying farewell to a legendary Boston